it's a digital age with social media and kind of a strong internet presence. How important is how important has been for your band to maintain a strong local presence and connections with the audience locally, as well as reputationally? I think you've got a lot of fans who have heard about you probably long before they're seeing you. And so, how do you keep that engagement and connection both through social media and internet, as well as not, through traditional, what someone of my age would call traditional methods?
Well, I'd say with social media, I think one of the big things is to keeping your online presence growing and keep your following as well, is that you have to post, very often, so that you keep in people's minds and the name the Molotovs keeps popping up on their feed. And in that way, once you promote the gigs, everyone's going, oh, look how busy you are. And oh, you guys are always doing something. And that's something that's become very important for our band, is that, we've been noticed as very busy and very active as a group. And I think that's really important, especially as far as our reputation comes into play. But also with the more traditional methods you said, like word of mouth and everything, me and Izzy are always out networking and chatting to people and making friends in whatever way we can. And and seeing bands for Youth Explosion and seeing bands in general, because you just create a bigger network that way, and it's vital for a growing band.
That's a big thing that we do. Like all the bands, we get a lot of bands, other young bands coming in just to watch, not even perform, and we always go to their gigs afterwards. Really try and make an effort and always help them out. And, have 2 extra people in the audience for it.
Yeah. So yeah, and that sort of stems back to that culture of community within music and helping each other out, because that means that they're going to go to their friend shows and they're going to see that. And it's a big bugbear of mine is support local music can come in many forms, and most of them are free. Sharing people's posts, giving them some social media exposure, or just turning up to a gig, even if you can only make it for half an hour or so. Turn up, that's a big kind of effort. And that's a behaviour thing that I think things like what Lowestoft Live are doing and Youth Explosion will hopefully kind of will change that little bit of behaviour around live music to kind of engage younger people in it a little bit more. Can you share some insights with me about your songwriting process? So, because I know you do a mix of covers and original music, don't you? So how does?
Not so much anymore, actually.
No, okay.
It's the recent gigs have been playing all original material, which is fantastic for us, and it's great feeling to play songs and people sing them back, especially.
Fantastic. So how does that songwriting work? What's the process for the Molotovs? Because every band and every musician has a different way of doing it. What's your process?
Of course. Well, I'm the writer for the Molotovs, and I'll just sit down with the guitar and write a song in one piece. I'll get a set of chords progression of chords that interest me, and a melody will come, and from that melody you'll get the first sort of lyric, and from that lyric, whatever that first lyric means is what you base your song off of. Or at least that's what I do anyway. But recently I've been changing up my songwriting style, which is a lot better for the lyrics, because instead of basing the lyrics around the tune that you think is really good, you base the tune around the lyrics that you think are really good, and in that way you're able to complete a more complete song with the story that you've got. And for that, it's easy for me to put myself up there with the sort of songwriting styles of Ray Davies, Steve Marriott, Weller, obviously, and all of that, Noel Gallagher and whatnot. So that's my process of writing. And what I do then is, once we've got a complete song, or maybe it's just an idea sometimes, but 99% of the time it's got a full song, I bring it into the studio and I show it to the band, and we'd jam it, see what works, see what doesn't, and by the end of our 2-hour session, we'd hopefully have a good song. And if it's up to scratch and doesn't need any more lengthy rehearsals to get you that much better, we're always excited to play it live. So we play it the next gig and see how it goes down, and that's sort of how we'll base, is that a good song? If what do the crowd think of it, really? Because there's 3 of us in the band, so there's a second opinion, there's a third opinion, but a general consensus is something different.